All right, so the final capstone on here, I can't remember. I honestly couldn't remember if I did a final capstone or not. So I'm just doing another one if I did. So I apologize if I did, and I do a double. Just remember this. So this is the teams game with the against the subs. In the very beginning, the round one, again, is interesting. We bought 8 infantry. Turned out to be probably the best thing possible because we lost 6 infantry in West Russia. Pepsi person did hit the Ukraine with a strafe and retreated at a profitable, very profitable. We lost the 2 infantry. They lost 3 infantry, artillery, and the bomber in that shot. So it was a pretty good strafe there, as it is. And things just kind of went from there. My games are too spaced out and too long. I can't remember all the exacts. I remember US 1 did a little bit different than I was expecting, which kind of put me in a little bit of an awkward position with my fleet. But we ended up recovering it. Let's see, round 2. What did I end up doing? Bought 2 destroyers and a battleship to put in there. Yeah, that we've all dropped into there. So that's what we did to what I did to help combat. Anyways, the game kind of evolved on. The interesting part that I found, the part that I found interesting was they did do a good job of defending and delaying our take on the islands, right? So we were a little bit slowed on taking the islands, even though we got down here quickly. It took us a little while to get fully established, and especially the Philippines. We had to go pretty heavy to take the Philippines. We were at a bit of a risk on that last round that they could have potentially attacked and sunk this had we continued on, but at the same time, because they could have done the 4 fighters, and 2 of these fighters could have came and landed on a built carrier, and then we didn't have anything there to counter if they did wipe that. We did. We had these guys, but these guys were also going to be needed coming in this direction if Germany had continued to build. But it got really interesting around that we could see that the G10 was coming. I think it was around round 7. So both sides were all kind of prepping for a G10. It was kind of telegraphed, so we were doing everything we were doing. We were building everything we could, and you could see we could have flown 8 more fighters into Moscow and 4 more UK fighters, or 8 more UK fighters are ready to go in. So we were ready to continue to go beyond. So Germany really was pinned into that G10 timing. They really didn't have a choice. It was some interesting play. You got to go back and watch the videos on how Japan, some maneuvers that they did with some of their units here, where U.S. was threatening back onto their factory on Manchuria, but at the same time they're trying to help support Germany on their attack on Moscow. So and vice versa, Germany was trying to help Manchuria, and so they're having to get kind of creative up here with their unit placements. So it all got pretty interesting in there. At the end of the day, we were able to get this set up early enough, and originally I thought we were going to be really early, but then they did slow us down on our development. Had they won this on G10, I think we were still in pretty good shape. They would have had to have won that on G10 and won this fleet battle and sunk these 4 transports. Then it might have gotten a bit interesting, because as you can see, they would have been able to walk through Africa and India at that point. But we held on. It was a really good game altogether, and it definitely showed the effects of a 5-player game, right? And in our team chats, I'm definitely not one to say, okay, you're going to put 5 infantry here, 3 artillery here, 1 bomber here, 1 fighter. I don't like telling my teammates, the exact logistics of what to do. I like discussing. I like giving general ideas, and then if the discussion gets down to where we talk about individual units and whatnot, then so be it. But mostly I like to talk about just general strategy and let them do their decisions. I've loved playing with Pepsi Person. He's opened my eyes to things that I did not expect. Game 1, if y'all remember, he bought 3 bombers. He was U.S. He bought 3 bombers, U.S. 1. I've never done that. We were able to win that game. 8 infantry was like omniscient, because if we didn't have them, then we have been really toasted here in Germany, Russia. So it's been interesting playing with him. Interesting playing with all the guys, to be honest. So the things you don't see. So in this game, we had Commander Com on US. He obviously very strong player on the Allied side as well. Like I said, he did his KJS just a little bit different than my KJS, but it was interesting. We were able to pull together and coordinate and work it out in the end. And then Conradian, in round 1, and now in round 3, he's back with us on the Allies team. And then even, I know you guys haven't seen Johnny. He's on our team as well. He's been doing the Axis side. But I'm privy to reading through the Axis team chat, and it's a blast doing these team games and just hearing the conversations and listening to what they're talking about on the Axis side as well. So, anyways, a little promotion for the team club. All right, well, this game's over. We're heading on into the round 3 matchup, and hopefully we get some interesting stuff happening there.